There have been confusions about the exit of Mr. Edun as the Minister of Finance and also Mr. Dangiwa as the Minister of Housing and Urban Development. They tendered their resignation recently, and Mr. Edun handed it over to Mr. Taiwo Oyedele as the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Muteka Rabe Dama. Yes, he has been named by the president as the ministerial nominee and minister designate for housing and development. But all this is actually causing controversy amongst the people, whether they were sacked or resigned. But we should actually analyze the performance in those sectors. Some analysts have said that Wale Edun was sacked as the minister because of his inadequacy in implementing some of the policies of Mr. President. We also have some criticism from opposition chieftain Dino Melaye. He alleged that Edun was sacked due to the 34 trillion naira hidden spending that was flagged recently by the World Bank. But if we take a look at the performance of Mr. Wale Edun under his administration or under his tenure, we had some sort of violated provisions in the Fiscal Responsibility Act. In terms of poor budget implementation, 3 budgets were actually run: the 2023 budget, the 2024 budget, as well as the 2025 budget. They were running concurrently, and many see this as a failure on his part. But how would you see the performance during their tenure?
Good morning again to you, Mr. Anedu.
Good morning.
I want to say that there are 4 or 5 things that are in place now. One of it is that there is a culture we are not used to. And what is the culture we are not used to? Resignation. So we as a country are still not in tune with the possibility that somebody can resign from office. Hence, to some large extent, why all this controversy. What do I mean? 1, you can voluntarily resign. 2, you can be asked to resign. You understand? And the third one is within the, you understand, you may not want to voluntarily resign, but if you look at the person you are working with and you felt that, oh, we are not on the same page, though as much as it is against your best judgment to resign, but you can feel like continuously working in this atmosphere is not okay, you can still say it's voluntary. Okay. But circumstances can make it what? To resign. But resignation is like a dignified, sometimes it's like a dignified dismissal. So if you have a good relationship or background with somebody, not to tarnish their image, okay, this is not going where we want, instead of us sacking you, why not resign? At this instance, it means that the president can also hire and fire. Okay. So I have to establish the basis of the law.
It's very important.
Now, whether he was sacked, he resigned, these are speculation. The official statement that we will go with is that there was a minor cabinet reshuffle.
Yes.
During this period, there was room for resignation and there was room for reappointment. This is not the first time the president is telling us that any ministers who fail to perform, that is going to remove them.
Yes.
He said it on 2, 3, 4 occasions.
Yes.
But we were expecting the implementation so soon. Like I said, this is not the custom we are used to. What we are used to is once you get to power, you manage it to the end. Now, on the issue that might have led to probably his eventual resignation, probably his health also did not allow him to function at least. The order of the government might be too much for him to be here. So it is also allowed. But there are 4 or 5 things in place too. 1, there was a case, just like you mentioned, of running 3 budget cycles. You know, that is a precedent that we've not experienced in this part of the world, and sometimes it may be strange. That is 1. Secondly, there was even just like the Senator Dino Melaye, you understand, also observed the gap in the World Bank assessment. In fact, there are some people who also believe that federal government intend to raise 70 billion or trillion, whatever, I can't remember the figure, but he reported that it was actually 10. So that left some kind of a gap. And there was another instance, if you can recall, of a rebuttment that he did when the presidency said we actually grow to some level, but he said no, we will not grow to that level. So you can see some
discrepancies, yes.
So which is even enough room for disengaging him or asking him to honorably, you know, resign. So that, and if you look at the young man that is coming on board, probably he is not in line with the agenda of the presidency other than the current minister